Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
Hey guys and gals, this is recording artist Janet Devlin, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Podcasts, at the sportsguyspodcast.com.
And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Of course, always a busy day featuring new artists, and cannot believe it's almost Halloween here on the show. It's crazy how time ends up flying, no matter what part of the country that you're in out there too. Brandon Morrell here, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and our friends out there, thwn.org, and also the Sports Guys podcast.com, and of course out there too on iHeartRadio podcast. She's got a brand new record out there too, and I've got to listen to this from cover to cover. Not my first emotional rodeo, the deluxe edition across all the DSPs. Love her, Scottish, the accent, the whole 9 yards. Her as an artist. Janet Devlin here to the program. Janet, how you doing?
Hiya, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
It's good, man. You know, like I said, it's kind of funny. We're talking about Halloween coming up for parts of the country. I mean, everybody out there too for October 31st, and then we're like a few days out from Thanksgiving. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, I mean, like,
yes, yeah, it's crazy how enough. Like, we just feel like we started 2025, and now we're talking about the fourth quarter and ending 2025. It's just amazing how time flies out there too. For you guys as musicians, and for us as just regular listeners out there, you know.
Like, I haven't taken a holiday in about 3 years, so it's just bumper to bumper to bumper. Every year it's just like, oh God, we're there already.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, hey, tell us a little bit about yourself. We get a chance to play the music videos and, of course, get to know you a little bit better here, too, as an artist. Talk about the connection to music, whether it be any genre growing up, and especially now country, since you've got this great country record out there across all the DSPs. Talk to me about just the connection there, artists you were following, and just the love and kind of why you chose this career.
I mean, I think a lot of people don't know, but country music's the biggest genre in Ireland. And I think that shocks a lot of people, but when you really think about Irish people, and especially where I'm from a county called County Tyrone, and very fondly known as Farmers County. So, you know, it's this, like, people listen to music so that they can hear themselves in the lyrics, because we're all selfish listeners. We want to turn it inward and make it about us. So when you've got country singers singing about farming, fishing, horses, like that, you know, and we're mostly quite a religious kind of people, and there's God in the music, and I think that's why a lot of us love country. I grew up on it, country music and trad Irish music. I joined a Ceilidh band at the age of 5. I taught myself at about 4, and joined the Ceilidh band, and then I learned how to play the fiddle and played that there too. And then I got into singing a wee bit. My nan kind of forced me, because I was a very shy kid, and I started drumming and wanted to buy a drum kit. So I started doing singing competitions to earn money to buy my own kit, and then accidentally ended up at the front of the stage and not behind the kit like I'd originally planned, which was quite. But for me, what I've always resonated with music, no matter the genre, is always, and it is the storytelling. I love a good yarn in a song. And on this deluxe, I'd made sure to put the cover of The Gambler in it. And I held that song. Like, I haven't covered it on purpose. 1, I didn't want to ruin it. And 2, if I was ever going to ruin it, I wanted to save it for a special occasion. So I remember listening to that song when I was about 5 years old. And at that age, you're used to people reading you stories and telling you stories and whatever. And I vividly remember the pictures that song painted in my little kiddie brain, and I just thought, better than any storybook I've ever heard. And that fondness of that track and that image of that track has always remained the same. So that's what I like about music. I like, and specifically about country music, I think, is that I'm not very serious. I can't take myself very seriously, and I love joking, and I love playing with words, and I love a good punchline. So on this record, I guess, like, you have all the shades of me as a person. Like, you have these low lows, deep, heavy ballads, but you also have me just being a silly goose and you know, with things like Country Singer and Daddy and all the rest of it.
Hey, give me some thoughts on the female category right now, especially over here in Nashville. Of course, I'm in Texas, but you travel there a lot too to really do a lot of coverage for the female artists. And you see what Lainey Wilson is kind of like the queen bee, and then you've got all these great females coming behind her. And I know there's a great following over there, you know, Scotland and Ireland for so many great artists that are doing their thing. But I'm sure you guys keep an eye on what goes on here in the States and, you know, who's, you know, kind of kicking some ass, making headlines. And then, of course, how that motivates and fuels you guys to continue doing what you're doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think for me, it doesn't matter where somebody's from. It doesn't matter what genre they're doing. I think I'm just inspired by people taking the risk, and not even the risk of doing music. I think it's taking the risk of just actually putting yourself out there, and putting yourself out to be judged and criticized. And obviously when you're writing songs, you're writing about a lot of things that are going on in your life, and you're putting your life out there to get judged. So I don't care if you're death metal, if you're country, if you're pop, if you're putting yourself out there, I respect it. I respect it a lot. I mean, the Nashville girlies are insane. Just the artistry. I like Lainey because she's similar to myself, growing up in the absolute middle of nowhere, and with horse. And so we're horse girls that grew up in the arse end of nowhere, and I kind of resonate with that. But there's, I mean, one of the absolute icons, Gretchen Wilson.
Yep.
Like my kind of, I like country rock, and I like girls being silly.
Yeah, which is good out there. Yeah.
The girls were being very serious, and I like that we're in this sphere now of the girls are also being a bit silly, and I think that that's the best time, you know.
And I'll tell you one right now that you're talking about too that brings to mind, and she's been playing a lot of shows down here in Texas where I'm from, is Ellen Langley. She's like killing it right now with her writing, and just some of the things she's putting out is so authentic and amazing, true to the core, right?
I can't look at her. She's too like pretty and perfect, and I'm just like, she seems so sweet and so nice, beautiful, and so talented. I'm like, oh, I want to hit you, but you're so stop it. But there's so many. Like, I'm going blank with names, but I'm gonna be kicking myself later. Who sang Tulsa? Yeah, it's Elle King.
That's right. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Her.
Yep.
Like, I like a girl who's not afraid to be a bit of a Brit with herself, as in like going and just she's not molding, she's not bending, she's just her. And that's man or woman or anything else. Like, if you're going into a room and you're just yourself, love it.
Well, I love this record. Not my first emotional rodeo across all the DSPs. We got to play some music because we're going to a lot of talking when we come back from this break here too. And of course, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, thwn.org, and the sportsguyspodcast.com, and now #1 search on iHeartRadio podcasts out there. It's Janet Devlin, and the song is towards a title we all know too well down here where I'm from in Texas. It's just called Houston. Here it is, Janet Devlin on the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned, coming back for more.
I wake up in the morning when the rooster crows, out in the sticks and all alone, where the sun don't shine and a cold wind blows. In my bones, it's in my bones. I've never been lost in these old hills. Got no time but time to kill. Living in the land where life stands still. Had my fill of empty thrills. No need for praying, I'm just saying, Houston, I got so many problems. I'm a space cowgirl and a little bit too far gone. And I said, Houston, I got so many problems. Me, myself on the intercom, myself and I only singing the major tom. I like my living when I'm hard to read. out in the sticks, and oh, Houston, I got so many problems. I'm spaced out, but a little bit too far gone. And I said, Houston, I got so many problems. Leave myself on the intercom. Myself and I only sing in the major tone. 'Cause we've had a problem here. We got Houston. We've all got problems.
Hey, y'all, this is Bucky Hurd with the Righteous Brothers, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. You can also stream the show on thwn.org and anytime at thesportsguyspodcast.com.
At JK Subaru, we love our cars.
And we love our customers.
We believe in being a positive force
in our community by being involved and giving back.
Respecting your time every time.
Our promise is a brighter future.
We all do our part to keep our promise to you.
At JK Subaru, we are more than just selling cars.
We are your neighbors, friends, and even family.
More than a car dealer, our people make the difference. JK Subaru at the airport.
What's up, y'all? This is Nashville recording artist Brooke Eden, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Listen anytime on iHeart Podcasts and at thesportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org.
Are you looking to increase your online presence? Are you searching for a new logo or company branding? Have you been considering more ways to reach the world with your business, ministry, or church's message? Barkley Music and Media is an award-winning design company that utilizes the latest technology while keeping the integrity of over 30 years of customer service. Web design, graphic design, multimedia, video editing, voiceover, commercials, logo design and branding, photography, and much, much more. See portfolios and testimonials online at www.barkleymusicandmedia.com or contact them today at 502-382-8299. Barkley Music and Media, your connection for the best in multimedia. Call today, 502-382-8299, or go to www.barkleymusicandmedia.com. Barkley Music and Media, integrity, technology, and design. www.barkleymusicandmedia.com.
Hey y'all, this is country recording artist Jay Webb, and you're listening to the best in music and sports with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime on iHeartRadio Podcast and at thesportsguyspodcast.com. You can also listen at thwn.org.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
Hey, y'all, this is Biz Bigsby, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass broadcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and stream anytime on thesportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio Podcast.
Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
And back here, Janet Devlin on the show. Not My First Emotional Rodeo. The current record we're talking about there, too, just came out September the 26th. So make sure you guys go check it out across all the DSPs if you have not already. So let's dive into this one, my friend. Houston, how did this come about?
Oh, I had a friend, Chris Markey, who's also from home. We were writing over in London. And I write as I go. Like, this one came to me in the shower. Like, I just was washing my hair, as you do, and I was like, Houston, I got so many problems, and I thought, oh, that's funny, I could write a song with that, put it in my notes, move on with my life. And then a couple of weeks later, Chris walks into the writing room, and he's like, I want to write a song about Houston, Texas. And I was like, sir, you're in luck, because I actually have a line. So I went through my notes, pulled it out, and off we popped. We just went, and was written in about, gosh, max an hour, really.
Wow. That quick coming together too. Well, I loved your leadoff song too as well. Cigarette Sweets. Tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah. So this one couldn't have been written if I wasn't in the circumstance that I was in at the time. So I was on tour in Australia. I was supporting Russell Crowe on his tour. And on that tour, like, your needs are being met. It's like being a kid. It's like, right, you get on the bus at this time and you're going to be staying here and be back on the bus at this time. So you're automatically straight into, like, your needs are met. You've nothing to worry about. You know where you're going. And we had a day off on tour. So we were back at his ranch, and me and my guitar player Angus was like, do you want to write a song? Let's write a song. So I had an idea, this on a big piece of paper. I had loads of things from childhood written on it. And I was going through the list, and I said cigarette sweets. And he's like, no, the whole song should be cigarette sweets. Like, we can write a whole song about that. So, like, I'm hooked on my stupid little USB flavored stick. I smoke. I don't smoke anymore. And then it was funny because, like, before shows and doing interviews and press and stuff, there was one day where, like, me and Russell were sat on the steps of the venue. He's having a cigarette. I'm having a vape, and we're just chatting away. And it just was like, yeah, we could totally write a whole song about cigarette sweets. And it's that whole concept of, like, you know, the whole time when you're a kid, you're trying so hard to be grown up and trying so hard to be taken seriously. And you just wish your childhood away. And, you know, Cigarette Sweets is one of those songs, if I hadn't wrote it, I would have wished I'd written it. I love it that much. And the boys out in Nashville, just Gideon and his cello playing, like, unbelievable.
Well, I love your rendition of one here. I called it Double P here, Plastic Pistol. Let's get a little backstory on this one too. This is a great song here. I love it.
Oh God, this is the one I kick my dad out of the room for when I'm doing shows. Yeah, so I had this idea, right? Because when you listen to, like, old timey Western tracks, it's always about some dude and how quick at the draw he was, and it was always some mysterious man. And I was like, oh, come on, we'll have to write one about the ladies. Like, come on. So I was so excited that I didn't even take it into a session. I just went upstairs, grabbed the guitar, wrote it myself, and was like, come on, there's got to be a whole bunch of metaphors in here for a impressive woman in more ways than one. So there's a million double entendres in the track. Yeah, about a specific impressive lady. So I'll leave it at that.
Everybody else can check it across all the DSPs out there. Go purchase the record across wherever you stream music out there too at the same time. Well, time for another one here. Janet Devlin on the Backstage Pass. Best life. Those are two words we live, I guess, during our time here too, or at least you hope you're living your best life here on the Backstage Pass. KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Back in a flash to thwn.org, the Sports Guys podcast.com, and of course anytime the Backstage Pass on iHeartRadio podcast. Back in a flash. Stay
They say it's God's plan, but it feels like a joke when nothing's broken, but you've never been so broke. They say a phoenix should rise from the smoke, but the flames don't come no matter how much you tote. But you can find joy in the darkest times. Just gotta remember to turn on the light. 'Cause life's worth living if you're living it. A song's worth singing if you're singing it. Live your best life when you're living true. Only regret what you didn't
Hey guys and girls, this is Australian country artist Hayley Jensen, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime on iHeartRadio podcasts and on thwn.org.
Is your home or business in need of a fresh look? Right Flow Pressure Washing and Lawn LLC is more than just pressure washing, providing professional cleaning for homes, commercial buildings, parking lots, roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, and so much more, including lawn service and landscaping. Our mission here at Right Flow is to exceed the needs of all our customers while providing all of our services at an affordable rate. We're committed to going above and beyond where the job is done right. Give your property the care it deserves. Call Right Flow today at 409-363-2565 or go to rightflowwashandlawn.com.
Hey everybody, this is Jarrett Ray Reddick, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
Hey y'all, this is Billy Joe Jones, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and anytime at the sportsguyspodcast.com. Listen on iHeartRadio podcast at thwn.org.
Elevate your next event with Backstage Pass DJ, MC, and announcer services, where unforgettable moments take center stage. We specialize in bringing energy and excitement to a wide range of occasions, including weddings, birthdays, corporate events, school dances, graduations, family reunions, class reunions, anniversaries, engagement parties, bar and bat mitzvahs, office parties, quinceañeras, sweet 16s, conferences, and more. No matter the venue, whether it's a banquet hall, ballroom, conference or convention center, concert hall, outdoor venue, office, community center, barn, or any location of your choosing, our team ensures seamless entertainment tailored to your needs. Let Backstage Pass create the perfect vibe, keep your guests engaged, and turn your celebration into a lasting memory. Book your event with Brandon Morell and Backstage Pass today. Go now to thesportsguyspodcast.com and enhance your next event with Backstage Pass.
Hey y'all, this is Texas recording artist Marcy Grace, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and on the sportsguyspodcast.com. Stream the show anytime on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts.
Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys podcast, with your host, Brandon Morell.
I'll admit, I love that song. I loved all these songs off here. Not My First Emotional Rodeo from Janet Devlin here on the Backstage Pass. Again, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and, of course, thwn.org and our friends at the Sports Guys podcast.com anytime on iHeartRadio out there, too, at the same time. Well, you put two words together that really personify country music, and I'll say Best Life couldn't be a better title for a country song, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a funny one. I tend to run a mile away from sentimentality, like to being sentimental. I am not very like you'd be hard pressed to find a sentimental track in my back catalog. But I wrote it with a good friend of mine, Ian Barter, and we'd already written a song that day, so I was like, screw it. I'm in such a good place in my life right now. I have gone through hell and back, but at this current moment, I'm living the dream. I'm living the dream, and I'm having a good time, and I'm so grateful. And one of my videos was doing really well online, and it was me talking about at one point in my life being in a really dark place and trying to not be here anymore, but how grateful I was that didn't work out and that I am here. And it feels so like cheesy to say, but like people were reaching out to me and talking about what they were going through. And I just wanted to bottle up this feeling of like, it gets better. Trust me. Hold on. It's going to suck could be a long time, but I promise you, like, it gets better. And unfortunately, you can't just give that to somebody. You can't give them the gift of that feeling. So I just wrote about it, and I was afraid of the song for a while because I was like, oh God, like people might hear this, not know my story, and just think it's super cheesy. But I played it I did like a private gig to my fans. I was like 30 people, and I played it to them. And when I got up on stage and I explained the song, I started crying. They started crying. I hadn't even sang a note yet. And when I started singing it, like there were so many ones that were upset too, because they've seen me grow. I've seen them grow because I've been doing this 14 years. I've known some of these people 14 years. And it was this beautiful moment. And I was like, no, this has to go on the album.
Like I said, you can't promise anything like that either when it comes down to it. It's one of those things that when you look back at it too, you just have those gestures to say things are going to get better, and they will get better. It have to get better. And what a way to express that in music. And I love this because you get a lot of country songs out there that were on this record too. And I love this title, Whiskey on My Breath. Let's dive into this one too. I love this song.
Yeah. So alcoholism and country music.
Yeah.
I can say that, by the way. I'm in recovery.
Yes.
I'll be sober in January.
Congrats.
I'm allowed to laugh about it. But yeah, it's you know what, I didn't expect to write about my past with alcohol in this record, because I got that all out in Confessional, the last album. But this just came from an honest place. I was writing it in my manager's house, where I used to go to the corner shop, and that's where I would get my whiskey and my cigarettes. And all of it's true. Like, the guy only knew my name literally because I was in there getting my daily fix. I was broke as a joke. I was living on like £25 a week, which is probably like $35. But 9% of that went to cheap whiskey and cigarettes. And yeah, and it was this place. It's like the sad place of despair. Like, I didn't put any false hope in this song, because I felt hopeless at the time. It's just very factual. Like, you know, your friends have kind of stopped coming to see you because they know what they're getting. Your parents are disappointed because you had so much potential, and you've sadly made peace with the fact that this is going to be the rest of your life. It's just getting up, getting drunk, go to bed. And that's why I brought the end of the song back to the first chorus, or the first verse, where it's straight back to the cashier, straight back to the whiskey. And, you know, the cycle continues.
Yeah. You seem to have fun too with your music videos, because I've got a chance to see a bunch of those, not just for Houston Best Life, but for other ones you'd put out in previous releases. Talk about just having fun with your music videos, and you can kind of think outside the box a little bit, because I think it's really cool, like the setting and like your ideas and things like that, because you do some really cool things that are different than other people I know who may have had music videos, but it really makes a song come to life, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's such a luxury these days, doing a music video, you know. So I think the first music video for this album we did was Emotional Rodeo, the title track. And I just got two of my mates, two of my best girlfriends, and we hired a mechanical bull in this barn of this mansion. It was super cheap to rent. And yeah, I managed to convince them to actually like let three of us on the bull at one time, which was pretty funny, because it turned out that the guy that was doing the mechanical bull was a fan of mine. So he was like, I didn't see anything. But honestly, that video was just me with my girlfriends getting ready and then getting on a mechanical bull, and two of us do horse riding. So it was like a case of like, let's see how long we can howl over and just have a good time. So that was good crack. And then Country Singer was, I put on my Patreon, where like you know, my like dedicated, lovely, supportive fans are. And I was like, hey guys, anyone free for a music video in 2 days? And because the purpose was as well, I got this really peculiar bar in a town near where I am in London, and my manager went in and convinced him to let us use it, so long as he could do a laser show. And I was like, okay, cool. And then some of my fans came and some of my friends came, and I just basically gave the performance of a lifetime to a audience that did not care. Oh, and then one of my good friends who is also a fan, his name's Gareth, and he's in a wheelchair, and it was like, hey, is it alright if I just like get on your lap? Is that okay? Okay, thanks. So it was just the way we have to do things because we're on a shoestring budget. I'll spend ages writing concept after concept after concept for a music video, all with budget in brain.
Yeah.
And I pitch it to like friends, team members, and I'm like, what do we think's the strongest idea here? And I'll reach out normally to some videographer friend and be like, how do you feel about winging it and seeing what we can do? And honestly, that's it. It's just, there's a concept, there's no money, and we just go and we try our best. And the last one we did was Houston.
Yeah.
And I went all the way out to the desert. Kind of. It's called England's Only Desert. That's where we went. It was bonkers. It was bizarre. And I put myself in this weird space, it's like mesh bodysuit covered in diamantes, and was running along in my underwear at one point. But it made sense conceptually. And I went to outer space. I don't know. That one's a bit bonkers. I feel like you actually have to watch that one. But it was good fun because I got to be silly. I didn't have to be serious, be silly on camera.
Well, it really reflects it to it. I actually watched it a few weeks back. The Houston one is definitely telling that story. And you mentioned the Houston, Texas kind of situation, and it made me feel right at home too because I'm right next door to it, about an hour and 20 minutes down the road. So definitely that was that one came to life and really made that song accentuate very well. Not my first emotional. Rodeo is the record from Janet Devlin. Check out janetdevlin.com, DEVLIN, when you guys get a chance to do it. All right, as we wrap up here, talk about what you enjoy doing, kind of hobbies and creative things that come to mind besides just writing and music. We're not doing those two things. Outdoors, fishing, hunting, fitness. What do you get into hobbies wise?
Horses. So I just bought my niece a pony.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so she's got her first pony. I grew up horse riding and got my first horse at 10. My niece got her first horse at 10. I was a competitive show jumper for 5 years. That was when I was 11 till 16 or so. Did that. I used to also be a crash test dummy because
Really?
I didn't hit my growth spurt till quite late. So I was the one that would get on freshly broken ponies.
Wow.
Crash test dummy. So yeah, that was fun. Like that was good crack. So now, since I got my license over in England and I got my car, the minute I got that, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go ride other people's horses for them. So that's the deal I get. So at one stage, I'm either retraining a badly behaved pony for somebody, which is good fun for me. I'm 2 foot off the ground. I don't care. So I'll have ponies Irish dancing in the road, trying to throw me off. There's the closest thing to the rodeo you can get in an English saddle, I would say. Or I'm at the minute, just before a couple of weeks ago, I was riding a ex-international show jumper who's still in a competition world. So it was my job to keep him in shape and just keep him jumping and take him and let him have fun. Or I ride big, fat, heavy Shire horses for the crack. Switch it up. I look like a toddler because they're mine. I do that. I used to gym a lot. I used to do like CrossFit. I thought I fixed my sadness, and it turned out that I just had abs, and I was still sad. So Joe Rogan lied to me. So I basically do all my exercise now on the horses instead. So
there you go. You got to find time to balance. You mentioned between work and a little bit of the personal life to have that downtime, no doubt. All right, let's talk about sports because I know it's different states-wise to the UK and Ireland, things like that. Do you have your favorite sports teams or friends that you kind of go over and maybe have, like I said, a backyard cookout, things like that? You guys throw on the big screen and kind of watch, whether it's soccer, what do you do sports-wise? What teams do you root for?
All right, so there's 2 for me, really. So naturally, Ireland rugby are actually freaking good. Like
They're good.
we're actually sick, right?
Mhm.
I feel like rugby could have ended the troubles, right? Because you have people on both sides of the border on the one
Yeah.
team, right?
Mhm.
So that's how we're actually a good team. We're not split down the middle on that sport. So it's nice. It brings every community together. It's fun to kick England's ass, I'll admit. Nothing against England. Love you guys. I've lived there for 14 years. But it brings me great joy.
Mhm.
So that's very important. And then we have the GAA, which is Gaelic football. So if you imagine a cross between American football, rugby, and soccer, but with no gear.
Mhm. Yeah.
And also, we take that really seriously. Tyrone, the team that I support, we've won the All Ireland a few times. I got to sing the All Ireland, which is like singing at the halftime show in America. I was like, this is sick. That was pretty cool. But the thing about that sport that I think is very admirable is that they don't get paid.
Wow. Okay. All right.
You do it for love of county and love of country. And it's so funny because your teacher in primary school or secondary school could be on that team playing. So your hero can be your teacher. Your hero can be your vet. It's mental. So I think in the world of everything being so monopolized and everything about money, I love in some ways that that sport is truly about the love of the sport and representing your team.
That's the beauty part. And like you said, it means so much more to them, I think, over there when you look at it. And I'm not trying to take shots here too, but look, we all know American athletes when it comes to any, at least the four major professional sports. So they're overpaid. It's just, again, we love it. Sports is a drug, no matter what it is. And we're going to continue to root for it. But I love the fact, like you said, their second grade teacher could be playing on a team like that, which is pretty dope. I love that,
Do you know what though? You can't be too mad at the American guys in the American football because you're risking your dome. You can get CT. Your brains can get scrambled.
Quickly. Yes.
It's very some people. Do you know what the saddest thing about it for me personally, as an outsider, is that you college athletes who are unreal. They dedicate themselves to it, and then the last season or whatever, bad head injury, done, out, can't do it. That breaks my goddamn heart. I'm oh, it upsets me. But I know overpaid, all this kind of stuff. But hey, they're risking their dome. I think fair enough.
Concussions become a real issue there too, no doubt. All right, when it comes to food, what do you kind of get into as far as cooking or just eating out? What's the Irish food or Scottish food or just European food of choice? What do you like?
I'm the worst because I'm not a foodie.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to food, I have the diet of a 13-year-old boy. So I will have a monster for breakfast. I'll have a microwave meal for dinner. They're different in the UK, I will say. They're healthy. They're all balanced and there's no additives. So I have that for dinner. I don't cook anymore. I used to cook when I did all the gym stuff, and everybody said, "Oh, but nothing tastes better than making a meal yourself." Yeah, no. There's a lot of things that taste better. Me not to make it. Okay, that tastes way better. So I'm not foodie in that way, but I eat literally any person I've ever dated. The last one was funny because they were a professional sports nutritionist for international cycling teams and boxers. And we lived together for 6 months, and they turned to me and they goes, "Isn't it the woman that's supposed to get fat?" And I was like, "Bro, you shouldn't be trying to keep up with how much shit I eat. I eat too much and I can do it. I'm sorry. That's not my problem." So when it comes to junk food, chocolate, sweets.
Yeah.
I'm a 13-year-old boy, but Irish dish, I love a good stew.
Oof, man, you make me hungry too, because they always do that at these little festivals they have down here too, which is I think one of them is the Renaissance Festival they have in Plantersville down here in Texas, which each year you go there and you get some authentic food they make from country to country, and it's very much like a themed park. And then of course you can stretch out there and find the festival. So I'm like you, good goulash or a good stew is where it's at. I love that.
I really next time I'm in the States, I really want to go to medieval times.
That's a cool place.
We don't have that here.
You don't have it there? Wow.
No. I want to watch Hot Man on Horse battle to the death while I eat a fat leg of chicken leg. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? That's unbelievable.
Oh, you'll have to go to Florida because that's where Orlando, Florida is where they originate. We saw them down there many moons ago when I had started when I was little. My parents took me to all those things. So like Orlando, Florida is that particular area where they actually put on the show. And it may have expanded now past outside of Florida, but that's kind of where I think it got started. But it's a hell of a show. And it's really a cool thing because I love the Renaissance every year, the jousting and, like I said, trying different foods and dressing up in a costume and kind of walking around. It's like an old park that they have there. It's so just kind of antique, and it's so many different axes and swords and helmets. And I mean, you got your plates and stuff like that you can put on and just really feel that Renaissance time. So if you're ever in Texas.
Well, I also want to go to a rodeo, but even when I was in Nashville, I said to my team, I was like, do not let me walk these streets alone because I'm back married to some type of way. Okay. Like where boys don't really do horses. They don't care horses, whatever. If I see a man on a horse that knows what he's doing, I'm like, this finger is free, bro. Free. Don't even buy me a ring. Buy me a horse. I'm there. It's all good. So I want to go to the rodeo, but I also would probably come back married. So
come back married from Nashville, Tennessee. Well, I tell you what, we're going to push this interview into Nashville, Tennessee, all over the country and all over the world. Not my first emotional rodeo, the current record, JanetDevlin.com. Such a pleasure to have you here on the Backstage Pass, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, THWN.org, and the SportsGuysPodcast.com, now top search iHeartRadio podcast. We appreciate the time. Hey, best of luck with this record. I love it so much. It is fantastic. You're very unique, and the confidence, I love it so much in this industry, and I love it because artists have diversity. You're one of those, and the music really it shows through the record and all the songs you put out there. Hey, we appreciate you being with us, and looking forward to doing this again, my friend. Hope you had a good time.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it so much.
You got it. The one, the only Janet Devlin, back with more great shows coming up over the next few weeks. Take care. God bless. We will see you soon.
Hey, y'all. This is Paul and Hannah McClure of Bethel Music.
Yeah, and you're listening to the Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and on the SportsGuysPodcast.com and on THWN.org, and anytime on iHeartRadio podcasts.